Welcome to Tuska 2019. Here we have thrash metal band The Lost Society with the main man. Can I say main man? Sammy. How are you?
Man.
How are you, man? How are things?
Dude, I can't complain. Today's been a pretty insane day. We just wrapped up, actually we wrapped up like a busy festival week. We started off on Wednesday in Poland doing the Mystic Festival. Yesterday we were in Estonia. We did the Hard Rock Lager Festival, and today we did Tuska Open Air, which is it's usually like the highlight of the summer. And I gotta say, today was like one of the sickest shows I've ever played in my life. It was like thousands of people in front of me, and everyone was just having an insanely good time. So can't complain, man.
You're known being a very intense and kind of energetic, full of passion when you're on stage. You're not one of those let's tear at our shoes and just get away with it, but rather like you're going full out.
Hell
Do you
yeah.
think it's because of your age, or is there something magical we need to know?
There's nothing like magical, but I think the main reason is because, I was brought up with bands like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, Kiss, all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of always believed that when you pay for a ticket, it can be a festival or it can be a club show or whatever, but when you pay a ticket, the artist kind of has to give you a good show. And of course it doesn't mean, that you have to have 10,000 euros worth of pyrotechnics and shit like that, but it just means that when you go watch a band, they really have to give all they have. And I think a really wise thing was once said by Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. He said that if after a show you still have the energy to party, then you haven't given it your all. And I think that's a pretty fucking good thing to say, but no, I don't think it's obviously like the age thing is, well, of course it is here, and you can see it that just in the way that, we're so grateful for everything that's happened to us. And when we get the opportunity to play at such big festivals like Tuska, Mystic Festival, Loud Park in Japan, anything like that, of course, we're just so grateful about it. And when the moment we hit the stage, we kind of turn into these different personas, and we just like, we just start fucking running around and jumping around, and we give it all we got.
What do you do when the show is finished, when your gig is done and all that stuff? Are you one of those smart ones, like, okay, let's just eat healthy, let's go for a spa or gym, or just relax on the bed, or are you like, oh, let's party all the night and then see how it goes the next day?
Well, it's not a lie that obviously during, the first two records, it was like a lot of the partying, obviously. There's a lot of evidence on YouTube about it. But even during those times, it wasn't just that we would get drunk because we're like, oh, this is so cool. We just genuinely had a good time, and we were living, and we still are, obviously, but we were living, the dream that we've always wanted, and we had like a massive crew of all of our best friends. So obviously, we just had so much fun, and we still do, but obviously the reality is also when you get older, and of course, well, we're fairly young guys, but when you get a bit older and you realize that you have a lot of shows in a row, it's just impossible. And I think it's not a good idea to, go completely crazy after a show. Nowadays I've been extremely sober, obviously, because, well, I think you can see it also on stage. And I just, I do what feels good, but if we're at a festival like this after the show and after I do interviews, I'm just going to have a good time. I'm going to see my friends. I'm going to go watch some shows. But I don't think, the partying and stuff like that has to go hand in hand with alcohol always. Just have a good time.
What I've talked with some older bands like Creator and whatever, like bands that are 50 plus, to say, the age and all that stuff,
Right.
They've said that, you have to really like take better care of your health. So they're like going for like full vegan diet or having fruit smoothies and whatever,
Right.
just, to stay in shape in order to do those tour and whatever. But at the same time, the question that comes to my mind is like, is metal losing its kind of a danger element when bands are rather thinking about their health rather than just going all mental with their metal?
Calling a spade a spade, there is nothing more dangerous than a metal band that keeps itself in a good shape and they play a killer show every night. And anyone can say that that's true because, you know, I mean, it's like the ultimate thing. If you see like Creator, for example, Mile, I mean, he's, you know, he's taking really good shape. I mean, taking really good care of himself. I think it's fucking great. And I can recommend it to anyone. Obviously, I keep myself in good shape. You know, I run, I go to the gym and stuff like that. And I mean, anything that suits you. I mean, you know, there's not a norm that you have to go, you know, you have to follow. I mean, you can do just whatever feels good to you. But obviously, if you have a 2-week tour and you have a show every day, you're going to notice after a week, tops a week, you're going to notice how you're supposed to live your life. If you get drunk every night for 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to play a good show. I can guarantee that.
Do you think the age of that kind of thing, like bands with Metal Crew and Ozzy Osbourne and whatever, do you think that age is now all gone?
Oh no, I mean, when you think of Motley Crue and Ozzy Osbourne, if someone still believes that they're like the good examples, then they're fucking wrong. I mean, you know, many people are like, oh, heavy metal's dying, it's not dangerous anymore. That's bullshit. It's just doing well, and you know, I think it's better for the fans that you keep yourself in good shape and good health so that you can play for many years to come. I mean, Keith Richards isn't, you know, getting fucking shit-faced and doing drugs anymore every day, not to my knowledge, and
he's immortal.
Yeah, exactly, he's immortal though. But no, I mean, as I said, do what pleases you. I mean, it's, you know, anyone can do whatever they want, but obviously it's maybe in the long run it's a better idea to keep yourself in good shape.
Let's talk a little bit about your music. You decided to go thrash metal, and thrash metal is basically more or less seen as a kind of 80s stuff. It's kind of relic, it's a dinosaur. It was supposed to go extinct, but suddenly there's like new wave of thrash metal, and you were already doing your material because before this kind of a new wave of thrash metal, as I see as the kind of a review guy. So why did you decide to go with that? Why not doing metalcore? Why not doing morecore, death metal, black metal, or I don't know, just traditional heavy metal? Why thrash?
Well, you know, the thing was that all of us have been listening to, like I said, you know, bands like Iron Maiden, Priest, Kiss, Zeppelin. I mean, what so be it. We've listened to bands like that, and that's what brought us together. But I think for everyone, it kind of, you know, it started with bands like that. But at some point, you know, everyone's going to be like, is there something even, you know, even heavier? Just for, you know, they're just thinking maybe that could be cool. And, you know, I found a band called Pantera after I'd been listening to Maiden for many years. And I was like, holy shit, this is so awesome. Then, you know, you find Slayer, then you find Exodus, you find stuff like that, and then I was like, okay, this is pretty cool because it combines, you know, the pure like aggression and speed of punk rock, and then you got metal, which is I think it's a really cool combination. And you know, of course, I mean, yeah, thrash metal band. I mean, I love metal. That's the thing. And, you know, I think it's cool that people can have the freedom to test other things also. But for me, I think that's just, it's so aggressive. I like it. Love it.
Have you ever felt the need or urge to do something besides thrash metal, like a side project? I need to find my inner progressive metal being and create something else, or are you just fine with thrash metal?
No. You know, the thing is, there's 4 of us in Lost Society, and all of us obviously, we listen to different kinds of music. There's no one in the band who's like, no, we listen to only, you know, Megadeth, only Metallica, only Maiden. It can be that way. And we write all the songs together. So, you know, forcibly, when you write songs together with people who listen to kind of different music styles, there's going to be a mixture of everything in the final product. And I can, you know, if you listen to Fast Law Death, you listen to Terror Hungry Brain Dead or the upcoming record, obviously you're going to hear that there's a lot of different kinds of things put together. So I think that's a good thing because, you know, when you live in a world where there's millions of bands and millions of metal bands, you have to have something that makes you stand out. So I think one of the strongest things or strongest elements we have is the fact that we have 4 guys who writes everything together, so we can kind of give, you know, our own little mixture of music.
What can you tell about the upcoming music?
I can tell you that we've been working on it for a long time. You know, that's not a lie, because we released Brain Dead It's almost 3.5 years ago. You know, after that, we've been touring a lot. We've been doing headline tours, support tours, stuff like that. But we've been writing a lot, and for the first time in our career, we've been writing just like as many songs as possible. Then we give it a bit of time, then we listen to them again, and we're like, are these really good? Is this what we want to do? So I think you can really hear that in the music, that we've taken the time to think about what we want to do with the band, what direction we want to take it to. And well, obviously you can hear from the music that we've been playing together more than ever. The playing is tighter, and the lyrics, I've matured as a songwriter, as a lyricist and everything. So I think, obviously for any band who's releasing new material, they're always going to say this is the best record we've ever done. But that's the way it should be. You're not going to go to the studio and write a shitty record.
But could you imagine, like, okay, let's just do decent record. Let's not do our best one this far. Let's just do a kind of a filler.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, man.
But do you ever feel that, okay, now this is the best stuff we have done, we are not able to get better? I mean, for example, I think Slayer's best album is Rain in Blood, and yet they kept making more great albums. I think Metallica made great albums after the best stuff. So does that make sense?
Well, no, yes, because of course, everyone has their own opinions. That's just the way it goes. But you cannot deny that there's millions of fans who have been pleased with that material that has come after the so-called best record. Fuck that. If a band wants to write music and release music, that's their right, and they should do that. And obviously, if at the point when you stop like forcing yourself to write the best stuff you can, then maybe you could take a small breather, just take a few years and think about what you want to do. But for me, obviously at this stage when we have 3 records out, obviously we're gonna force ourselves to write better music always.
What about your lyrics? When there are people like, okay, I just found this band, Lost Society. What are the lyrics about? What can you sum up?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, it's summing up. It's just about my point of view of the world. I mean, Lost Society. Obviously, the name already gives you some idea of what's happening. It's just a young dude who's been looking at the world through his own eyes and telling people what he thinks.
Thrash metal is so often seen as a kind of a societal lyrics and all that stuff. How important it is to you to have this kind of a thrash metal way?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do everything in the exact way that everyone else does it, then you're not gonna really have a long career, in my opinion. Okay? But I mean, I try to find an own angle in everything I do. Even if we have a song that's about something that someone else has done it about already, I'll just try to find a new angle, a new way to tell it in my perspective, and I think that's the most important thing.
All right, it seems we got a deadline to finish this one. So what can we expect from Lost Society in 2019, 2020?
We can expect a lot of things. New music, lots of touring, and just good times, man.
All right, thank you for your time, and it's great to have you here. This is Lost Society with lots of things to come your way. Keep checking them live. They will kick your ass. I promise you that.
Hell yeah, dude.
See ya. Kiitoksia.
Kiitos itsellenne.
Olisin tässä turistu vielä lisää, mutta tilanne minun puolellani. Olisin tässä nyt turistu vielä vaikka lisää.